Our 14th stop is Idaho, the gem state, home to abundant natural resources and scenic views. With the #1 UFO sightings per capita in 2019 and dozens of abandoned ghost towns, this state is more than just what's on the surface. Join us as we explore Idaho and their tales less traveled. What if I just started wearing like a calculator watch everywhere from like the 80s?
Like a big one?
Yeah. And it beeped every hour on the hour.
I get old.
Just don't wear it in stats class. They think you're cheating.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't allow like water bottles in my final exams when I was in college because people were actually writing notes on the inside label.
They weren't allowing us to wear our Apple Watches, I think, senior year.
Oh yeah, that's
It was new.
You
So, like any electronic devices, including your watches. And I just remember thinking, wow, we're really in an age where you even have to take off your watch if you have an electronic watch.
We didn't have to deal with that. We didn't have Apple Watches back in our day.
Not
didn't
that
have
long
that.
ago. But yeah, so I was like, alright, I guess I'll take off my Apple Watch.
So that's when you bring your eyeglass case to class and you open it up acting like you're getting your glasses out and you look at your notes and then you close it. That's what I did in high school.
You know what we did do though, and this wasn't for final exams, it was for a test. On your Apple Watch you can access your photos. So what my friend and I did was we took pictures of the review on our actual phones and it would just sync up to your watch and then you just like, you know,
Zoom?
Yeah.
Just beam me up,
And then-
Scotty.
And then you just like zoom in and you're like,
Wow. What time is that? I can't quite
can't
think it out.
see what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Life would have been easier.
Yeah. But you know what? We got to be creative.
Yeah.
Got to be creative to cheat.
Speaking of creativity, welcome to Idaho, where the mundane is not the mundane. It is reality.
Idaho. Idaho. Idaho.
That's offensive to
Is it really?
Idahoans.
Is it? Cut
I
that
don't
out.
know.
I don't want to.
Amplify
real
it.
quick.
I don't want
Leave it in.
to. I don't want to offend those in Idaho.
I'm sure they probably say that
I'm sure someone says it.
in Idaho.
I know.
But you know,
Tourist.
some say that Idaho doesn't even exist.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me more about
They
that.
say that the cartographers made Idaho up simply because they needed to fill in something between Utah and Canada on a map to create a barrier. The government is involved in mind control, where they're coercing people to say that Idaho is real.
Wait.
Have you been to Idaho?
I saw all
Do you
this
know
stuff.
anybody
I was-
from Idaho?
So when we did Vermont's episode, one of my stories, I almost chose it, but it wasn't really creepy enough. But it was a conspiracy theory that there is no actual U.S. border. Like, again, the government just was like, this is where it's
Yeah.
going to end.
Yeah, well, there are supposedly 1 million people living in Idaho, but where are they? Have you ever seen them?
I've never seen an Idaho license plate.
Exactly.
Actually, I have. So
I have to. They live underground with the potatoes.
Yeah. Well, there's
I think
dozens
this
and
episode's
dozens
going to
of.
be offensive to all
There's like
Idahoans.
there's like 700 abandoned mines or something in Idaho, because it's called the gem state, because every single mineral has been found in Idaho.
Why does Arkansas have like a diamond on their license plate?
I don't know. We'll find out when we get to
Yeah.
Arkansas.
We'll find out. We're not there yet.
I just did Idaho research. Like these delicious potato vodka lemonade, huckleberry lemonades that we're drinking.
Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, these are pretty good. I like
Not
them.
bad. And I'm not one for vodka, but maybe I'm one for potato vodka.
Speaking of which, where in Idaho are
So
we? Yeah.
my name's Josh,
Oh,
because we never introduce ourselves.
He is the leader of this.
No,
Yeah.
don't give him.
I'm sorry, the narrator. What would you
I
like
had
to say?
I had an appeal done in court, so I now have the rights to my podcast
Yeah, I
back.
gave him back. But
Wow.
we weren't making enough money.
Yeah.
With you in power?
Oh no, honey. No, they were tanking before I got them. I thought I could save them. You gotta save my own cash.
I'm Chismo, Catherine, Boo, Miss America.
The fourth.
You know, that's me.
Yeah. Hi, I am Brooke. I am the laughter and sunshine of this group.
Okay.
You like that?
She
That's
is
good.
in charge of our finances. She works alongside with our treasurer.
Keeping us staying in the red.
Yeah.
That's why we gotta wait for Black Friday.
I'm public relations manager.
And then that brings us to Alex.
Hey,
She sleeps
I'm
on the
Alex.
couch in the office.
I do.
She's
She's
pretty
pretty
the
comfortable.
email correspondent.
But because we haven't received
We have
any
gotten-
emails.
No, we've gotten emails. I just don't know how genuine they
No,
are.
they're not genuine because we
Until
haven't
someone says,
received.
hi, I'm a fan of your podcast. I really liked episode
Like,
blah,
really?
blah, blah."
Name
you
one
guys,
episode.
You guys need to get Alex to work, okay? She's been slacking on emails because we have none.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll say
Hence
they
my
don't.
sleeping
They don't
on the
just
couch.
say. They don't just say I like your podcast. They say, hey, I heart emoji your podcast.
Insert name of podcast
Like,
here.
yeah, what's my name? What's my name? Did you refer to me as Tales Less Traveled?
You should just email them back and be like, oh yeah, what episode did you
But
like?
this is why we're in the red, because Alex has the company credit card and she just sits in the studio all day ordering Wingstop,
You
Yeah,
know,
she's getting those thighs.
Thigh Stop.
Just scan thigh stop.
now I do order Wingstop, but I also see all of you
Oh,
eating
God.
from the wings.
No. I
So,
didn't eat wings, I ate fries.
so that one time that it looked a little bit bigger than a fry
I didn't eat a wing.
and looked a little saucy.
She was like hunched over like that thing from the
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Walking in on the the break room.
That
Right.
Hunched over.
wasn't a wing.
Maybe I'm gonna get some thigh stop today.
I'll see.
You have
It all
DoorDash?
starts. Do you have the
Getting me.
company credit card?
Hey, I've asked. You guys could take the
Right,
company
Which,
credit
Which
card
guys,
at any
guys,
time.
you know what that company credit card? We actually have to pay money back.
No,
Like, it's not-
It's a
Yeah.
business expense.
Yeah. I
We
bought
can't.
it.
We can't just.
I'm writing off the electricity right now.
You know.
I bought
It's
a
a
James
business
Avery bracelet on that company credit card.
You gotta take pictures and like,
I'm
not sponsored, potential sponsor.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be like, this was essential to the company.
Mm-hmm.
It's a black card for a reason.
Yeah,
And it's metal.
it is metal.
Yeah,
Every time
that's nice.
I purposely drop it in stores.
You hear it go ting.
Ting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I'm like, oh, sorry. And then,
That's just my really heavy company credit card.
yeah.
Well, how do we feel about Idaho, if it exists?
Neutral.
That is neutral.
You know what?
I'm neutral.
Iowa is a very important caucus state.
What?
Not
Oh.
Idaho. Iowa.
Really?
I'm enjoying my time here. I agree with Brooke. I'm neutral.
I am excited.
love potatoes.
I'm excited about all these ghost towns. Apparently, you could just wander into the wilderness and you'll probably come across some old like mining equipment or like mine
Soldiers.
shafts,
Mm, Yeah.
abandoned towns
yeah.
during
Yeah.
like the the rush for like mines open up. They get everything. They just leave the town.
And part of it, you can actually find some of the Oregon Trail.
Mm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
The OG.
Yeah. So. No horror movies in Idaho. I'm sorry. I don't have
Well,
anything to
not
talk
yet.
about.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's-
there
I
could
think
be
the
one.
First horror movie.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good idea.
The Killer Potatoes.
Listen,
Yeah.
we
A
we-
Star is Born, the 1950s one.
yeah.
One of the songs was recorded in Idaho.
Wow, that's
Julie
their claim
Garland.
to fame.
That's
Oh,
their
Julie.
only-
Yeah.
only claim to
Go
fame.
figure.
I'm trying to remember what song. I read it and I immediately forgot it.
Ah,
Who
very
is
nice.
famous from Idaho? Do you does anyone know?
No one. Well, Idaho doesn't exist.
I don't
But yeah,
know.
So-
who's famous from Idaho?
Listen, I'm kind of impressed that we.
That's what the government wants you to believe is people who are from Idaho. It's their plants.
I believe it. There's just a bunch of
No,
potato
no.
heads.
We managed to leave Alaska unscathed.
We
Um,
did.
and-
We're not part of a percentage of missing
Yeah.
people.
So I really would
Oh.
rather not become
Lillian
a horror movie
Disney.
in Idaho.
Oh, Sarah Palin.
Sarah
She
Palin?
wasn't born in Alaska after all. She's
The-
part of Idaho.
The
No wonder.
the late wife of Walt Disney is from Idaho.
Sacagawea, guys.
She's from Idaho?
Yeah, apparently.
Sacagawea?
Yeah.
From that
Wow.
It
area,
was
I
a-
guess.
I mean, there was a lot of Native American tribes there.
Taysom Hill.
Uh-huh.
He's on the Saints. He's gonna be their potential new quarterback. Okay, you don't care. All right, this is
I don't know.
Leighton Van Esch,
Wow, really?
Yeah.
From Idaho?
the wolf hunter.
Doesn't
Yes.
doesn't make sense. Okay.
Well, his career might be short-lived. It does make sense.
Yeah.
But
Woo.
Boop.
Well,
She's just scrolling
We
through all
know a
the
little bit of
artists.
Sacagawea's from Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably the most famous. To be honest with you.
She's pretty much a rock star. Yeah.
I love her new album.
Going strong all these years.
And
Guys, it's really offensive.
Sacagawea and the Rivers.
She sings that one song. I really like it. Colors of the Wind.
Oh my god.
That's really racist. Sacagawea is on the golden coin.
That's Pocahontas.
All Native
Yes.
Americans look the same to you?
I thought Pocahontas.
Cut this
Wait,
out.
hold on. Wait. I thought Pocahontas, in some way, like her story. I know she was a real person, but for the movie, I thought they took a little bit of
Sacagawea.
of Sacagawea's
Well, Sacagawea helped
history.
Lewis and Clark
Right.
navigate,
Yeah.
Right.
and Pocahontas.
Technically.
Also
Didn't-
kind of did the same
Helped
thing.
navigate.
A little, well, in
She,
a
like-
way, she kind of was like the barrier between the settlers and the.
She kind of like was pretty much to ease relations, I guess.
Yeah, like the interpreter almost. But I mean, you know,
Yeah,
she was on the East Coast, and also like they took her back to Britain to marry some British guy.
Yeah.
So, you know.
John Rolfe.
John Rolfe, yeah.
And he died. And
Well,
she died.
And
so
she-
it's
she's
all
a
good.
rock star.
Yeah.
They're both the
They
rocks.
both are rock
I think she
stars.
died at like 23.
She did.
Yeah, she died very
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2312.
23 skidoo.
Well, Sacagawea and
Sacagawea?
Sacagawea. I am English, but my English not so good.
English.
Rock. I don't hear an accent.
That doesn't mean I have to have an accent, boo. It just means I'm bad at talking.
We got Brooke hooked on phonics.
I had it. We
God.
talked about this before.
I
I had this
know.
as a child.
I know, I think I've made the same joke. But you know, we're 15 episodes into this thing, so
Wow.
We're gonna have to recycle some jokes.
yeah.
Anyways.
So yeah, Idaho's alright.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Idaho, you know what? That should be on their license plate. Idaho, it's alright.
It's
Yeah.
alright, alright, alright.
I would dig it. That's pretty nice.
It's alright.
Yeah.
At least they're honest.
Yeah. I like New Hampshire's. It's live free or die.
I'm
It's in New
I'm
Hampshire.
actually surprised that for the last like 10 minutes we've actually been talking about Idaho instead of getting off
Pop
topic.
culture.
Well,
Not
let's
a lot
not
of
get
pop
let's not
culture
get
these
ahead
days.
of
Let's
ourselves.
start, Josh.
Yeah.
You just want to hop into it?
Let's do it.
Let's hop
Okay.
on in.
You never know where
Those
we'll go.
potato fields.
All right, so if you guys look around, you'll notice that we're by the shores of Lake Payette.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's Payette.
So that's why there's water.
Payette.
Hold on, give me one moment.
Pescetti.
Hold on.
Pescetti, isn't that a cookie?
No, it's a pizzoli or
Pescetti.
Hmm.
Pescetti is what children call spaghetti. I want some sketty. Not some what? Pescetti.
Pescetti.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
All right, guys,
I don't know if I've ever
we're on the
called it
shores
that.
of Lake
Payette.
Payette.
Payette. Payette.
How do you say it? How do you spell it?
Payette.
No.
Lake Payette. We're on the shores of Lake Payette in western Idaho.
Maybe if you say it one
Nice.
more time.
Is it French?
Why you set me up for failure?
My story takes place in North Idaho.
I know.
Are you gonna go
That's
like that?
why you're last.
Are you going like
We're starting from the bottom now. We're here.
We're
Yeah.
starting west.
So this is our first destination. It is a natural glacier-carved lake.
Sure.
The lake is over 5,000 acres large, with its deepest point reaching 392 feet deep.
Fresh water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Native Americans spent their summers here, and they began to tell stories of what they believed was an evil entity still living in the waters of the lake.
And I'm guessing Sacagawea was one of them.
Whoa.
No,
Ooh.
no. She
You
was
need
one of the
a-
people believing. Gotta autocorrect that.
Mm.
Um,
Thank you for that.
Yes. She was not one of the beasts living in the deep.
Why
So-
did you say that?
In 1920, nearby railroad workers saw a large log floating in the water. Nothing out of the ordinary, they thought. But the log began to bob so dramatically, it created its own waves before it quickly moved out of their sight and just shot out into the
Oh my
horizon.
God.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
one of those cigar-shaped UFOs.
So,
Yeah.
1944, people began to see a reptile-headed creature sticking its head out of the water, and people estimated it to be about 35 to 40 feet long.
Oh yeah.
No one can talk today.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I
Idaho, man.
forgot to do my vocal warm-ups. All right. So several people flocked to the lake hoping to see it, and multiple people began telling stories of the lake creature they saw, and it began to be known as Slimy Slim.
That
Slimy
sounds like
Slim.
something you'd hear at
Yeah, this is so 40s. Like, oh, she's Slimy Slim over by the lake. So people who saw the creature would say that whenever the creature was seen, it would always dive into the deep waters, creating a wake similar to a motorboat. So maybe like the log that the people saw 20 years before.
Huh.
By the mid-1950s, many people decided that their local sea monster needed a better name.
Sea
Other than
urchin.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit,
Yeah.
Sea serpent.
Urchin.
but they figured it needed a better name than Slimy Slim.
So they named it Slim Slimy.
They,
Shady?
Slim Shady. Yep.
Wait, they named it Slim Shady?
No.
No.
You know Bodie McBoatface? It's a Slimy McSlimface.
So
Drink your Dunkin'. Sponsored.
Brooke runs on Duncan.
One
no,
day.
look, Duncan, I've
Actually,
left you for Dutch Bros.
I didn't realize.
but-
That's kind of cute.
How
Yeah,
would
they
Dutch Bros
changed
feel if you were,
They changed it
if you just booty called Duncan like
I
Brooke
wanna-
and I have broken up with
We
Dunkin'.
have.
she's still sticking in her mouth?
Whoa,
Sometimes you just
Excuse
need,
me, sir.
you need to get the really cheap gas station coffee to feel alive, and to get your like intestines to work properly. You know, you gotta
you gotta
you
get
gotta
that.
like flush the system. Plus, all the germs I'm getting from this probably boostering my.
What are you
immune system.
drinking?
You know what?
What are you drinking
I
there?
just realized
Yes.
we don't get
It's coffee.
It's
the
like-
Just a
runs from
coffee?
Dutch Bros.
I guess
don't.
it's like some sort of
No, I told
hazelnut
Alex
sweet
I'm
thing.
probably
I don't
I
know.
guess it's
Bobby?
coffee.
I guess.
This is
It's not gonna come out like that.
Their new summertime blend, and it's supposed to be
Not the other way around.
toasty and nutty, and it has almond milk and hazelnut.
You could work
How's
there.
it? How is it?
You want a sip? It's not gonna go well with your lemonade.
Yeah,
No.
I know.
I'm good.
It tastes like gas station coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Did they even
Duncan,
put
step
ice
it up.
in it?
Yeah,
Make
they
it
did.
melted?
Well, this time I said less ice. They gave me like 3 ice cubes. I was like, well, I mean, the mission accomplished. Task failed
Yeah.
successfully.
So we've moved on to Dutch Bros now.
But it's really expensive.
Dutch Bros?
Yeah.
It's about the same as I feel like
Starbucks.
more or less,
And
maybe
I,
a little
I
less
feel
expensive.
inclined to tip because they're so cheerful.
Now Alex is all defending of them.
We can't talk about that
We
yet.
can't talk
Sponsor
about this.
pending.
Yeah.
All right.
You
So
sponsor
all right. So they needed a better name for their sea monster
Yes.
than Slimy Slim because
Yes.
it was the 50s and people were tired of
Slimy slip.
calling this thing Slimy Slim for the last 4 or 6 years. So one woman wrote into the Star News that the creature should be named Charlie, a reference to a line used by Jack Pearl in a radio show where he goes, "Was you there, Charlie?"
Oh my
What,
god.
is
So-
it German?
So Jack Pearl,
French.
a comedian, would play a character named Baron Munchausen,
No,
Okay.
who would,
that
who
is
would
German.
tell
That's
increasingly, what?
Dutch. That's Dutch.
Well, he would tell increasingly unbelievable stories of his travels to his sidekick Charlie. And when Charlie would finally tell the Baron that it wasn't true, he would reply in an accent, "Was you there, Charlie?"
Was du da?
So,
Uh huh.
Was machst du?
so then the name stuck, and they began to call the creature Charlie.
Charlie?
So Lake Payette Charlie.
Okay. Right.
Huh.
Wow.
So while no proof of the creature has ever turned up, residents will tell you that Charlie is definitely out in the deep waters waiting to be seen again.
Did y'all see
Aw.
Luca?
I
Bro.
thought,
Oh my god, I cried.
Okay,
It's good.
no,
it's really
I
good
want-
though.
I want to watch it. You know why? Well, because of you. And then I saw someone on TikTok.
you remind me of a mermaid thing.
Boy,
It's
a mermaid
good.
boy.
I saw something on Facebook that was like Pixar didn't take the plunge to make their first gay character. I was like, it was a child. This is the first time. First time I ever was like, it's a child. They're like 12 years old.
They don't
Get
know.
off.
Get
Disney's
off
bad.
it. No,
Yeah.
I saw someone on TikTok make a Spotify playlist of inspired songs.
The
from-
songs aren't really good
It's
on
like-
it. They use all the old songs. It's
So
really good.
I'm going to watch Luca and
I cried.
It's like when
Last 5 minutes.
it's like when Nickelodeon came out and said that SpongeBob was asexual, and they were like, you really can't just say he's gay, and it's like sponges are asexual in real life.
sponges.
He's
That's
a little
true.
tutti frutti.
He's a
But
little.
he's
He's
asexual
SpongeBob is
because
cute.
sponge
SpongeBob.
sponges reproduce asexually.
Last night when I
They
was trying to
butt off
find
each
my
other.
my GTA game disc.
Oh,
Brooke was
yeah.
trying to help me, and then she opened up one of the cabinets and was like,
She got stuck,
No,
and then
she-
you had to help her get
"No,
unstuck.
it wasn't one of those." She was like, "Oh, SpongeBob, the full second season or
Yeah.
something," and I was like, "Yeah, that's booze." Josh got it for a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I found that was like the first birthday that I was.
You got me something, I think.
Yeah, the first birthday that I knew you, and I knew you like SpongeBob, but I wanted to get you season 1, but they didn't have season 1. They had
So you got
every
me
other season,
season
so I got you season 2.
We jumped
And I was thinking that actively, like, I hope this is okay. It's not season 1. And then I texted Alex what I got. And she's like, you couldn't get season 1.
SpongeBob was only good up into a couple of seasons.
And I was like, I can't drive myself anywhere. I'm
We were
I'm
a different
16.
time.
I had to when I'm going to get a birthday present. I'm like, Mom, can you take me to Target?
That's true. I remember those days.
Well, I still have it.
Yeah,
Good.
It's
that's
a
there.
golden token.
There's a new show coming out, the Patrick Star Show.
Oh,
Do you know that?
it's like when Joey spun off of Friends. It was canceled after a season.
They won't let SpongeBob die. It's too much of a money horse.
Oh.
SpongeBob's cute.
Anyways.
All right. So we're gonna head 4 hours south from here
Okay.
to a rural southern Idaho town of Twin Falls,
Oh, Twin Peaks?
where
man.
over a century ago lived a woman by the name of Lydia Southard.
That's how you pronounce her name? All right, cool. Because
Lydia.
I was trying to figure out how to pronounce it, and I was like, we're going in blind. It's going to be Lita.
Lydia.
All right. So I'm going to, I'm going to go ahead and take over from here. Thank you, Josh. So yeah, Lydia what?
Southard?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So yeah, she was pretty much famously known as Lady Bluebeard after a series of killings.
And you know-
associated. Lady Bluebeard.
And have you read the fairy tale Bluebeard?
No.
No, actually I haven't.
The fairy tale Bluebeard is about a man who will marries various young women,
Wow.
and then they just go missing, and then he goes and marries another. He's like a wealthy guy in a castle.
Oh, okay.
He marries one girl, and when she comes to his castle, and he tells her never to go in this one area, one room, she ends up opening the door and finding the dead bodies of all the previous
So
wives.
why is his beard blue?
I think that was just his name.
Why did
That's
he kill them?
ridiculous. That's the most intriguing part of the story.
Did he kill them?
Yep.
Wow, why did he kill them?
I don't know. I read this like
The
10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
I want to read
It's
this.
a short fairy tale.
Yeah. Well, that actually kind of is very similar to old Lydia here.
Oh,
So
no.
she was known as Bluebeard?
Lady Bluebeard.
Lady Bluebeard.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, so she's gonna kill.
It was like
alright.
Typhoon Mary.
So let me
Anyways.
just kind of get into this a little bit.
Let her finish.
But you're on the right track.
Thank you.
So Lydia Southard, who arguably is the most infamous woman in old Idaho's history.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say pirate, because I was gonna say no, ma'am.
No, that would have been.
There's a there was a
what's-
good couple female pirates.
Who do you think
out
is the
there.
most famous like female pirate?
And Bonnie.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Bonnie. All right, cool. No. So yeah, no, just Idaho.
And then who was the other one that she was with? And they were like, oh, they're just really good friends. And they bumped together.
Mary. What's her? It's Mary.
They weren't gay. They were just really good shipmates.
Hold on.
If you're ever interested in pirate history, especially gay pirate history,
Oh, if you want to play Sea of Thieves, hit Josh up.
Mary Reed. Sorry,
Mary
Mary Reed
Reed.
and Bonnie and Mary Reed.
You know what? These names sound familiar.
And Bonnie's my
because of
favorite
Josh.
pirate
Yeah.
Wow.
historically.
well, old,
She had high up government connections, so she was hung, but her body was never buried.
Oh.
So-
What state is that in?
Yeah,
Idaho?
actually, it's Idaho. No, it's the Caribbean.
yeah, I was gonna say. I
Well,
don't
when we
think
take
that's.
this international.
Oh, well, it says she died in South Carolina.
Well, did we do South Carolina yet?
Nope.
There you go. There's first South Carolina.
I can't
Yeah.
remember our road trip
I
so
don't-
far.
We can't keep up.
Yeah.
We're always on the road.
Hey, I meant to tell you, Josh, you actually did really well flying us over here to Idaho. Ever since you
Yeah.
got your pilot license.
Yeah, I mean, if you count crashing into the foliage.
Well,
I don't have a
I thought it
phone
was a
anymore.
little weird that you told us to jump kind of randomly.
We're
Well,
just
I
sitting in the treetops right now with our cords.
I found
Yeah.
it odd because Josh is like, Cheese, I need you to jump. And I look out the window and there's fireworks
Mm.
right there blowing up
It's
in
like a
front of us.
GTA mission.
So I was like, all right, Josh, I trust you.
Yeah, we did land July 4th.
We landed
So.
on July 4th.
Happy birthday, America.
But anyway.
But anyways, so going back to Lydia here, She is said to have.
Launa! Sorry.
Thank you. She is said
Ladder.
to have poisoned not just her 4 husbands, but also a brother-in-law and her daughter.
Her daughter.
Lydia.
All before she was 27.
Oh.
Gosh, she's
Lydia.
way ahead of me.
Yeah.
Launa.
Now, just to kind of give a little bit of a backstory on Lydia here.
4 husbands by 27.
Yeah.
I'll make it 5. Gotta start now.
Well, the brother-in-law was probably going to be number 5, but she jumped on it too quick.
That's true. That's
Fair,
true.
fair.
The interesting about Lydia is apparently, kind of according to like what some people have written about her, apparently men, quote unquote, hung around her like flies about a honeypot, end quote. So she wasn't.
She had an energy to her.
She did.
Was she pretty?
She was pretty.
Well,
Was
there
she
you go. That's all
hot?
she needs.
Apparently, she was a little hot. I mean, there's another quote.
She was hot.
She was the hottest thing
Oh
in
yeah,
Idaho.
because they
Yeah,
use
but-
that adjective in
but-
what year is this?
Well, this would have been around like 19
What-
in the early.
What was she
early
wearing?
19, huh?
What was she wearing?
I'm
No.
pretty sure
This
she was
isn't like the
covered.
1-800 number that you see at night.
Because they're gonna be calling her hot in the 30s.
Well, there was a yeah, exactly. There was a magazine writer by the name of Alan Jaff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jaffe, if you want to make it
Jaffe.
Jaffe, if you want to make it more.
Jaffe.
Heifer?
Brock,
Hefe.
don't
Boss.
say heifer.
Hefe. Boss.
That's a cow.
Yeah.
A heifer's a cow.
I know, but you know,
I was.
you
I have a story about
No.
that. I was called that in elementary school.
I know.
Love
but-
it.
all right.
It's
So
okay. It's okay, Brooke. I was called Twinkie.
that's just kind of sad
Wait,
and cute at the
really?
same time.
Why?
Because I was fat.
Twinkie, like
Were you called it by schoolmates?
Yeah.
I was called it by my vice principal.
Oh.
I'll just tell you the whole story.
Pennsylvania is a whole different.
yeah, that's a
kind of-
different
I had
animal.
This, I had this kid that was calling me a huffer. Like I was huffing paint, and I was telling the principal about it, and he was like, "A heifer?" And I was like, "No, a huffer." He said, "Are you sure you don't mean heifer?" And I was like, "You fucking bastard! No, huffer."
Well, Lydia was neither a heifer, huffer, or
She
Twinkie.
was a hottie hattie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, anyways, Alan Jaffe, a magazine writer, he actually profiled Lydia at some point.
That's my
The original Tinder.
That's
was-
my dream.
Was apparently wrote, quote unquote, that she had a indefinable something, a spark giving off a light that draws men by physiological and chemical attraction.
I want to.
And-
she was a witch.
Quote.
I want to be
yes.
written about just like that by a news editor or whatever.
Don't worry. I'm sure your obituary will be great.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Why would you say that? Now I've got one.
Why would you say
We'll
that?
find some. There's none in this kitchen.
Damn.
Well,
There's one behind you.
we're gonna go ahead and jump ahead though, but just to let you know that
That was
just
surprising.
have
She
just
had
have some sort
something.
of idea, and I can actually
You know
find a
what?
picture.
We should submit this to what's her name, Candace on ID channel, Women Who Kill.
Oh, what's her name?
Candace
Long, something Long.
Candace Long.
Candace DeLong.
DeLong.
Yeah.
She,
No.
DeLong along.
She probably has already covered this, actually. I
We'll
wouldn't be
have to look it up.
surprised. But anyways, so by the age of 21, Lydia, at the time, True Blood, became Mrs. Robert C. Dooley. And this is in 1912. Just to kind of give you an idea. Her brother-in-law, Ed,
you.
bless you,
Thank you.
bless
Alright,
you.
so start it back up from her brother-in-law.
Her brother-in-law, Ed Dooley, lived with Bob, Lydia, and their infant Lorraine on their farm outside of Twin Falls.
Oh my god, Lorraine Warren?
Could be. But let's continue. Let me see.
What year was this again?
1912.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
She
okay.
was
Definitely her.
yeah, she was
Lorraine
21
Warren.
at the time. So Ed Dooley somehow
Ed
died.
Warren?
Lorraine Warren?
Yeah.
Wow.
Ed, you know, I can't really speak for you, Brooke, since you're drinking coffee. But yeah,
it
boo,
hit-
Josh, y'all enjoying these drinks?
The potato hitting you pretty
I
hard,
haven't,
huh?
I haven't eaten today.
Oh,
Oh
my
yeah, that's
God.
true.
Yeah, I
Anyways,
didn't get McDonald's like you guys did.
McDonald
McDonald.
Old MacDonald
had a farm.
had a farm
in Idaho.
in Idaho.
And off we go.
And Old MacDonald maybe would have had a brother who went by the name of Ed Dooley,
Wow.
who somehow suddenly died.
Wow.
in 1915.
Wow.
Okay, this isn't. You're not drawing me in. Men
Okay.
die all the time,
Owen
especially
Wilson,
in
you,
1950s. What happened?
you and
Well,
Prince.
here's the thing. He
Yeah.
died suddenly after taking out a life insurance policy payable to Bob and Lydia.
Bob.
So
Bob.
Bad.
then, after Ed Dooley dies, several months later, Bob Dooley dies.
You know, it really does sound like an ID channel.
After
Yeah.
taking out a life insurance policy payable
To Ida.
to Lydia.
Oh, Ida,
Lydia.
Lydia.
Idaho.
To Lydia. To Lydia.
Apparently, both Dooleys had succumbed to typhoid.
It is like typhoid Mary.
Yeah.
Very cool.
She
No?
didn't. Typhoid Mary didn't kill her spouses.
No, she just
No.
killed a bunch of people while she
Wow.
worked
Yeah,
at the
because
food
she
industry.
wouldn't. She'd refuse to work anywhere else.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's a good story for.
Another time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
So,
true.
Wow. So Idaho.
Yeah, but here's the
Got
thing.
banged.
So,
Yeah.
well, both Dooleys
Double.
had succumbed to typhoid according to Lydia.
Okay.
And the doctors later, whoever these doctors were at the time in 1915,
yeah.
agreed that it was typhoid. I mean, how are you really going to tell the difference, I guess, at the time?
At the
You
time,
wouldn't,
you
no.
couldn't.
No, you're just going to believe the wife, kind of check him out and be like, well,
He's been suffering for days. He's sick.
yeah,
Just like that one movie we saw.
basically.
Yeah.
Now, the crazy thing is, too, so remember, Lorraine,
Yes.
which
the daughter.
is, yes, the daughter, 2 years old at the time,
So how would she know?
died under suspicious circumstances that
Oh.
same year
That's
Why would
that
that
both
be
Ed
suspicious?
and Bob died.
If they gave her typhoid. A
Is that
baby.
contagious?
It was from Mary.
Well, I'm not sure yet. I'm not really. When I kind of looked up like what the suspicious circumstances were, there wasn't really anything that gave like much detail. It was just kind of like, oh yeah,
She
her
was
her
healthy
daughter
and
just
she
kind of like died all of a sudden the same year that both her husband and brother-in-law died.
Okay.
So we're gonna, a couple of years later, 1917, Lydia Trubla Dooley became Mrs. Billy McHaffey. She's really kind of switching out names right now.
Good
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah, I mean, McHaffey. Plus, Dooley, there was room for improvement, I think, as a last name.
Happy.
You know?
When you go to,
Supposedly, she was so distraught over the deaths of her daughter, the brother-in-law, and of course the husband. Lydia convinced McHaffey that they should move away
Wow.
from the area
Oh,
of Twin Falls.
all right. He loved her.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
And I could see where maybe she was distraught.
Yeah, there's just too much memory going on right there.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, McHaffey died in 1918.
So 3 years later.
No, actually,
That same
the
year.
next year.
Oh.
They got married in 1917.
Oh.
He died the next year of influenza and how do you diphtheria? Diphtheria? Is that a thing?
I
Diphtheria?
thought they died.
Diphtheria.
Diphtheria.
1915 was the
Yeah. So
Dooleys.
three years later, her next husband died. You said
And-
No,
1917.
1917 is when they got married, and
And
then
then
1918 is when he
1918
died.
A
I'm
sheet
doing
of
the
thick
math from
gray
1915
matter.
Yeah, so-
to 1918.
Yeah,
3
that's
years
fine.
later, he
Yeah,
died.
that's-
A
yeah.
sheet of thick gray matter covers the back of the throat, making breathing hard. A serious infection of the nose and throat.
A
So-
sinus
So he
infection.
died from that.
Basically, that's what they're saying.
Wow.
And he died in Hardin, Montana, I believe. So they like totally moved up from Idaho out
Alex,
to
you gotta,
Montana.
you gotta stop when they leave Idaho and you see the world will never know. We're not in Montana
Hey,
yet.
this is interesting.
But
You
here's the thing. He died again.
know. Ew. You know,
Ew,
Carissa sometimes
Josh.
gets that.
Diphtheria?
I think.
Are you no? You're probably talking about tonsil stones.
No, yeah.
No.
Because diphtheria is treated
Or
like
die.
you just get a vaccine
Oh, really?
and
Oh.
you don't get it.
She gets a lot of strep.
Oh.
Poor thing.
Strep throat.
That's stinks.
Sweats a lot, gets strep.
I know.
Poor thing.
Don't talk about that. That's
She
not
would. I'm
personal
sure.
hygiene.
I'm sure she would probably say the same thing.
She listens. Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll be like, yeah, I sweat.
You know, Libby
Alright.
Cruz.
Hey, Carissa.
Hood rat. So, anyways, he dies after yet again. Fill in the blank. There was a what taken out?
Oh, it's like a Mad Libs.
Yes,
policy.
life insurance policy was taken out on all McCarthy.
But how would the Idaho people know?
They wouldn't.
They didn't.
Well, that's
Exactly.
the
thing.
thing.
You
Yeah,
could just keep going to state
Yeah.
to state and keep doing it. So
Yeah.
that's true. Well, now,
So he died.
so
she
he
got
died-
more money.
yeah, he dies, and this is 1917. All right.
18. He dies 1918.
They got together in 1970.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, you are correct. Yeah,
Yes.
you guys are listening.
Yes.
Very nice. The following year, 1919,
Oh,
Lydia
nice.
Trueblood Dooley McAfee.
True Blood.
Yeah, True Blood. Isn't that something? McAfee
becomes
Mrs. Harlan Lewis. She just keeps adding on these last names. I kind of like it.
wow.
So that's just added on to all of her other.
So-
Yeah, she's been adding on these names
Oh
as she
my
goes.
So
God.
she doesn't
Number
actually
3.
change them?
At
This is
this-
husband 3.
Yeah, this is husband number 3. Yeah.
Do you guys hear that?
It's
I
like
think
the ice
Lyda's
cream
here.
man. Oh,
Lyda's here.
who's the ice cream man?
Lyda, if you are with us,
She's
Ring the doorbell.
You know-
ring.
You know, your washing machine would be the perfect device to go off during a blackout in a horror movie.
because it's so cheery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as
Maybe
soon as it
eerie.
ends, you're like, no.
I-
It's like the Five Nights at Freddy's theme.
I really
Like the
love
music
the
box, yeah.
I love that washing machine, but I also love it more because typically Brooke will do like a little
Dance.
jig with it.
We didn't turn off
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah, I haven't heard it come on. So, anyways, 1919, she becomes Mrs. Harlan Lewis.
Okay.
Well, it must have been a fabulous marriage
Wow.
for a very short amount of time because Lewis ends up dying 2 short months later
Oh.
of gastroenteritis.
Gastritis.
Basically,
got gas.
of course, happening after what has been taken out.
Is this also in Montana?
Billings, Montana.
This girl should move.
Hold on,
Ooh.
wait. I have. Okay, is she convincing them to take out the life insurance policy?
I'm sure.
You know, with
They have to sign it.
Perhaps.
Like, honey.
I
It's-
feel really good if maybe we just got some safety.
Yeah. Apparently, Lewis's wife packed her things while he was lying, writhing in pain as he
So she's
was
like, all right,
dying.
it's kicking in. I'm out.
Basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
She left him. And immediately went back to Twin Falls.
Idaho?
Yep.
Oh, this dumb.
She went
Yep.
back to.
She came back to Twin
Oh my
Falls,
God.
checked into the Rogerson Hotel in May 1919.
You're like, man, Ida, you have
Which-
a ton of last names now.
Which is 2 months after when supposedly
You would have died.
Mr. Lewis passed away
Okay.
from suspicious activity.
Uh-huh.
And when she checked in under the name of Lydia McAfee.
Wow,
Oh, she
the
went back to the
ex-husband.
old.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. She took a job at the Grill Cafe on Main Avenue. And apparently, I guess, I don't know if it was because of her or what was going on, but business apparently picked up immediately after she
Well, she's
joined.
hot.
She was hot.
She probably was pretty hot.
Yeah.
Our stove is hot, but light is hotter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, apparently even Ed Mayer,
Warren?
Ed Mayer,
Edward.
also found her pretty hot.
He whispered to his friends, but like, look at that little.
He was a-
table.
He probably was. I mean, he became a regular at the cafe after she joined, and he was a foreman at I.B. Perrine's Blue Lake Ranch.
The hell's that?
He was a
money.
foreman though.
He got money.
Oh.
He got
got
money.
money.
He
But
got
he
money.
didn't own the ranch.
Nah, he was
He was
just,
just a ranch
nah, he
hand.
was just, yeah, he was
Yeah.
just a hardworking guy.
But he got the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, who went to the
You know,
cafe
yeah, of
and
course. Yeah.
visited old Mrs. McAfee.
Mm.
Well, you remember old Yaffe from earlier,
Yes.
who kind of wrote up
Yeah.
on Lydia?
Yeah.
Well, he wrote something up that kind of went along the lines of this. Quote, folks couldn't help noticing that the air sort of shimmered when Lydia's eyes met Ed's, and that the hand he got was thicker,
What?
the eggs sunnier than those served to other
Oh,
patrons.
she was pouring it on. She
End
wanted him.
quote.
Mm.
Wow.
Naturally, as all good things go, Lydia Trueblood Dooley McAfee Lewis
Oh my God.
became Mrs. Edward Mayer in August
I'm
1920.
And
happy for
they
them.
had a son named John Mayer, and their body is a wonderland.
Oh God.
Yeah, Yaffe, it's probably Jaff or something, but we're gonna go with
Jeff,
Yaffe.
my name Jeff.
He wrote that she cooked magnificent meals and was a friend to all on the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
After one meal, ranch hand Ben Squires doubled over in pain. So did Lydia. And another.
Wait, she poisoned herself?
Or
The dumb
someone
bee?
poisoned her.
Mayer was stricken with illness.
Okay, so
Lydia tottered, as he put it, to a telephone and summoned a doctor. I don't know what this word is. I don't know how you pronounce it. Ptomaine poisoning?
Ptomaine poisoning.
Ptomaine poisoning is what she basically told the doctor on the phone.
what does
What
that
happened?
mean? What is tamaine?
It's I think you get it from,
Spices?
I mean,
Arsenic?
I think it's from food.
It's food poisoning.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
Alright,
think
here's
it's
the
just-
thing.
well, apparently,
She's acting to make it seem like
Oh,
she
you think
does.
she's acting?
I think she's. I mean, how are you gonna also be like
Maybe
going
she
to
really.
the phone and be like, my husband too. He's got the food poisoning.
Well, no,
Ptomaine
I mean, she
poisoning.
was calling probably for herself. She's probably like, oh shoot, I didn't cook this potato.
apparently they had some canned food, and they're thinking that's probably what it,
C-bot?
I don't know.
Botulism?
Oh, C-bot.
What's CBOT?
I don't know.
Actually,
Oh.
okay.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It could have been
Wait,
that.
C-bot. It's there's a I'm not gonna get it. It's the microorganism name.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So,
it's still
Brooke
happening
knows what
now.
she's talking
yeah,
about.
she.
Yes,
She
I
deals
gotta
with
do
it.
this for work. C-bot.
She
What,
she
what do you do
poisons
for
people.
work,
And
Brooke?
it's still
She
happening.
she
C-bot.
poisons people for work.
So you gotta be careful with your canned food now.
That's not something to joke about, Josh. I saved the world.
Sometimes
said
canned
it
food can be weird.
One can of chili at a time.
Regardless.
You ever see a can of food and it is either bulging or it's not lined up correctly? Do not eat it. It has C-bot. You will die.
Interesting.
I think that's a challenge.
Go
Josh.
ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. See what happens.
Well, it definitely wasn't a challenge for all three of them, because, like I said, well, Mayer actually recovered. He recovered pretty quickly. Although he was in pain, he was admitted to the hospital and his health did improve.
But
You're right. But he fell ill again and died after one of Lydia's visits that she took to go visit him.
so she was okay. What about the other ranch hand?
I think he's okay. Yaffe didn't really
He's got
say
no
much
money.
about him.
He's safe.
I mean, I think honestly, he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, ate the wrong can of food, and just
Quote unquote.
quote unquote. Yeah.
Lydia.
Mhm.
Hey, I wonder what she's actually giving him to poison him.
Well, at this point, Twin Falls, it's a small town at the time, of course.
People are
It's
like,
1920.
All her husbands have
Word is
died.
getting around, and folks start talking. How could a healthy, strong man such as
himself.
old Mayer, die so suddenly when he was improving? Well, Louise Hudenpyle
Oh, what a name.
told Lydia that there
Not
was
to leave
talk.
town.
Yeah, there was talk of digging up Meyer's body to re-examine it. And Louise Heidendobenahumela is actually Lydia's sibling. So,
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was giving her a tip.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, anyways, Lydia over here is getting the tip from him, and she's like, you know what? That's a good idea. I'm gonna go ahead and
Go back to Montana.
Nope.
nope. She basically, according to Yaffe's article, because again,
She's
what are you doing, Josh?
Okay.
Quote unquote, she says, that's a good idea. Yes, let them cut him all to pieces if that's what they want to do. End quote. So she's like, yeah, go ahead, dig him up, see what happens, see what they find.
Jeez.
Well, her brave words failed to stave off the exhumation of Mayer's body. Sheriff E.R. Sherman and County Attorney Frank L. Stephen eventually ordered the exhumation, and Lydia hit the road.
Oh, I got a perfect little. Can I just kind of see this real quick? Lana, don't make me sad, don't make me cry. Sometimes love is not enough when the road gets tough. I don't know why. Keep making me
Gonna
laugh.
copyright
Let's
strike. She's
go
too good.
get high.
Damn.
The road is long, we carry on. Try to have fun in the meantime.
And she goes, try to have fun in the meantime.
That's
Take a
Lydia's
walk
song.
out on the loud side. Let me kiss you hard in the pouring rain.
Oh, well, she
You like
no,
it,
she
girls?
never she kills her husband.
Well,
The road is long.
Yeah,
but
she
carries on.
she carries on. She's having fun.
that's
Yeah.
actually pretty good. I
Yeah,
think
right,
Lydia would have
right?
liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lana,
Well,
Ida.
so
Idaho.
So Sheriff Sherman assigned Deputy Sheriff Virgil Ormsby, these names, to the case afterwards. Ormsby, who had known Lydia since she was a child, relentlessly backtracked through Lydia's life, putting the pieces of this puzzle together as he found them. He retraced Lydia's path to Montana, where he discovered Lydia had married Lewis, and that he too, of course, had died, leaving a $10,000 insurance policy to his wife, which that's quite a
That's
bit
a
of
lot.
That's quite a bit of money back
How
then.
did she blow through it that fast?
And how much is like enough for her?
Maybe she just got a kick out
Like
of it.
$10,000 in what year was this?
That
19.
18,
well,
17.
that would have been so Montana. Yeah, so 19.
And this is all leading up to
15, I
the
think?
1920s, so the Great Depression. So she would have been
I mean,
fine.
Yeah.
If she would have been smart
she
about
would've
it,
been smart about
but
it, money.
no. So Ormsby then goes ahead and revisits the McAfee's former home in Montana as well, and discovers a large quantity of cut-up flyer paper containing
Flypaper?
containing arsenic in the basement. Arsenic residue was found in a pot Lydia had used to boil the poison out of the flypaper before tainting her husband's food.
Arsenic. It's always arsenic.
Mm-hmm.
So easily obtained.
Yeah.
It's
And then-
everything.
That's true. And then back in Twin Falls, Sherman arranged to have the bodies of Lydia's victims exhumed.
And
Arsenic was found in
Yeah.
all except her daughter's body.
isn't that funny? They knew how to test for arsenic back then.
And it was
in some
also
ways.
like so much easier to get away with this kind of stuff.
No fingerprints.
No?
That's that's true. After that, Ormsby went ahead and followed the trail that she left behind, which led him to Mexico, actually, then to Los Angeles, where Lydia Trueblood Dooley McAfee Lewis Mayer had become
Oh.
Mrs. Paul Southard, Chief Petty Officer of the SS Monterey, before moving with him to Hawaii,
Wow.
where he was stationed. That's what you were doing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And of course,
Same thing.
there was actually,
No.
there was something in Southard's life insurance application. I think
Like a
this-
clause.
yeah, basically a
An
clause
escape clause.
that was the only thing that kind of kept them alive, actually.
What was it?
What a
Um,
smart guy. Probably if he died of like other
I think, hold
suspicious
on.
things or something maybe.
Hold
Like
on.
if
I'm
it was
curious
an
what the-
accident or
yeah.
natural causes or
I'm curious what the cause is.
I didn't write it, but basically, I see. So it's called a snafu in the insurance policy, which is basically another way of saying that
Oops.
it gets delayed. Like if something were to happen to him or something, I don't think the money immediately
Goes
paid out.
yeah, I think there's a lot of proceedings that go through with it.
I've
Yeah.
never heard that in that sense. I've always heard it as snafu as like a Josh delicacy.
Yeah, I guess kind of one of those things, but
It's like accidental death.
yeah. Regardless, though, it would keep her from getting that money pretty easily. So she
And
was
him alive.
Yeah. So he lived in authorities in Honolulu arrested Lydia and held her until old Ormsby arrived. Ormsby escorted Lydia, wearing a lei around her neck, to the gangplank of the SS Matsonia as she bowed and waved to a gathering crowd. Lydia would soon register at her new home, the Twin Falls County Jail on the 4th floor of the courthouse. And then basically after that, 1921 murder trial went ahead and happened. Long story short, after the lengthy trial, Lydia was found guilty of a second-degree murder in the death of Mayer, and then, of course, evidence on the other deaths as well. And when the jury was sent to decide Lydia's fate, a quote-unquote scattering of spectators clinged to their seats awaiting the verdict.
Wow.
Basically, the defendant, known by then as Lady Bluebeard, showed no signs of feeling when the guilty verdict was read 23 hours
And
later.
she sipped on her Idaho potato vodka lemonade.
You know what? That was a good story.
I felt like I was
like
watching
that.
it on ID.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing about it too is, so she was sentenced to 10 years to life in the state penitentiary in
Yeah.
Boise.
And
And
let her
then,
out with time served.
well, the thing about that is she managed to charm a prison trustee, David Minton,
My stomach's growling.
and
I just wanna see
Mitten
from my
purchased a car on the night of May 4th, 1931, and waited for Lydia outside the prison. So he basically helped her escape from prison.
So she escaped.
Yeah, well, the two drove to Colorado where they parted ways.
Wow.
Police caught up to Mitten, who eventually disclosed where Lydia's location was and returned him to Idaho. Lydia Trooplet, Dooleycafee, Lewis, Mayor Southern becomes Mrs. Harry Whitlock in Denver. And basically was still continuing to like elude police until she was captured in July 1932.
Good for her.
She
you know?
and she
I mean,
wait, how many husbands does that make her
That's
by
a lot.
27?
She has kind of a few. I mean, basically in all. There's another one that happens after this. Because she did get parole in October of 1941, and when she was released, she did eventually become Mrs. Hal Shaw as well,
they die?
who was her seventh husband.
Did he die?
Wow.
He disappeared several years later.
I like it. You know, that's it. Why is this not a documentary? I'd watch
She
it.
died of a
so-
heart attack.
Really? That
That's
took her?
funny.
That took her?
That's funny. She broke all of their hearts. It's only fitting.
Yeah, basically.
Wow, and she was 27 with 7 husbands?
Yeah, at that point, 1958.
That was a
She
really
died in
good story.
Salt Lake
Oh,
City.
was
Join
Yeah.
the 27 Club.
She sure did.
Wow, that was a really good story. Thank you. Round of
Yeah, well,
applause.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
It was really
It was a little long, but
No, it was good.
No, it was very interesting.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it was interesting.
well, did you like it?
I'm actually gonna go home and like look up
Yeah.
if there's anything
Lydias-
a movie,
Lydias
It's
Southern-
gotta be a movie.
a documentary on
There
it.
probably is. I mean, I really wouldn't be
Wow.
That
surprised.
was really good.
Well, thank you. She was just, honestly, she was a lady trying to
Get money.
get money. And
We
how
all
many
are.
of us are just trying to get some money sometimes?
I'm not looking to kill anybody, but yeah, the hustle's real.
She did some good hustling. I mean, here's the thing. She was sent
killed
to
her own
prison.
child.
She, well, that is,
Yeah, that's the thing. Her own child.
yeah.
Well, she didn't want
Which
to
I
use that
really,
as
I
a
don't, I don't really know, like, how her child passed. I was trying to look that up and I didn't really get anything clear.
I mean, she could have poisoned her, or it could have been accidental poisoning. Like the child just was like, "Hey, what's this? Oh, food."
Yeah.
You know.
But she also probably, I can see where she didn't want the child holding her back.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna marry me if I'm gonna have a child?
This is
Yeah,
true.
That is true. Yeah, she definitely.
Interesting tale.
I
Less
gotta,
traveled.
I gotta give it to her. She didn't let anything get in her way.
No.
Like I said, even time in jail, she still found a way.
Very
Wow.
nice.
Yeah.
So
Very
yeah,
nice. All right, who's up next?
Well, Brooke, from Twin Falls, we're going to head 2 hours east to Massacre Rocks.
I'm up for one. Yeah.
oh,
Hers was like 20 minutes. Mine's like not even 5.
That's fun.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
All right. I.
Yes, that's all good.
All right. Let me pull it up real quick. Gotta
We
go
pull
on.
up.
I pull up. Brand new Lamborghini in the car.
so is that
Alright.
from an actual song?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
With
The
the
baby.
baby.
The
so-
baby.
Song.
So,
Song.
how would you
Wow.
pronounce this word? Pocatello? Pocatello? Pocatello?
Pocatello.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I very much apologize to the Idahoians out there if I'm not saying this right. But my story is about Pocatello, Idaho, the Massacre Rocks State Park, and the Water Babies.
Ooh, the water
Oh.
baby.
It sounds like a band, right?
Yeah.
Massacre Rocks and the Water Babies.
Next up is the Water Baby.
Woo! That's kind of cute.
Yeah, so let me give you a little bit of back history about the park itself. So the park features a bunch of boulder configurations along the south bank of the Snake River,
Mhm.
and it's known as the
Fun fact: the vodka we just drank
yeah.
is they use Snake River water
Oh,
to
very cool.
distill.
Wow.
Very, very
I feel
cool. It
powerful
all
already.
ties
Yeah,
in together,
drink
you
up
know?
that water, babies.
Full circle.
Water babies.
So it's also known as the Gate of Death or Devil's Gate, or also Massacre Rock. So immigrants gave this name because there's a narrow passage of the trail, and also, you know, when you typically have all those spiky peaks, it's a way that you can get ambushed by some unfriendlies, and at the time they would be the Native Americans.
Okay. Sacagawea?
So this actually happened a couple times. No, she was one of the good guys.
Okay.
So there's 2 cases of this actually happening. So in August 1851, a band of Shoshone Indians led by, I think one of my favorite Indian names now, Indian chief names.
Is how you pronounce it?
Shoshone?
Shoshone? Is that it?
Shoshone.
I've only read that word.
I'm not very good at English. My English not so good.
Oh my god.
Because
Um,
I'm
Back
about
to
to
English.
say that word too.
So his English name, or if you train, has no horse. But like riding bull or like those types of names. His name was
Shoshone, yeah.
Shoshone.
Shoshone.
His name was Chochoco.
Chochoco?
Chochoco.
Cho-Chang?
Right?
Cho-Chang?
No, this isn't Harry Potter. Chochoco.
Chochoco.
Like I said, his name was has no horse.
Such a cereal.
So led by him, they were attacking a wagon trail by Thomas Clark on the Oregon Trail, where the Raft River joins the Snake River. So after that, there was reports that the Indians' primarily objective was trying to steal horses from the wagon train. But you know how that goes. A lot of people died.
Yeah.
Specifically, they killed Clark's mother and brother and another man traveling with them.
Yeah.
So that was kind of one of the massacres. And then the other one was actually around the same time in 1862. At least 8 people died from wagon trains, and at least 20 Shoshone Indians also died. So, Massacre Rocks.
Right.
Got it, get it, got it good? Get it, got it good.
Got it.
So what specifically is a water
Water
baby?
baby?
Yeah, what would you think if I said water baby?
Babies that died in the water.
What would you think, Josh?
They are babies that are born naturally into the river.
Oh, wow. And
I actually kind of like that one. I was gonna say something.
It's kind of
Like
like
a water
it's kind of like
bird?
when people go to Hawaii and they have a dolphin birth, dolphin assisted birth in the
Are you kidding?
ocean.
Are you kidding?
No, that's a thing.
Wait,
What?
what?
Like with a trained dolphin?
I don't know.
Wait, they have a baby.
I don't know. I've not because like there's people that offer it, but they're like no one's actually taken us up on the offer.
Wait,
Oh,
what do you do?
Jesus. You give
You get
birth
a
in
water.
You ever hear water, like
Yeah,
giving birth in
yeah.
a little pool of water?
Mhm.
I guess the
They
dolphin
have a
knows.
dolphin assisted birth.
It just starts
I
screaming.
don't know if I'd want a wild animal around a baby.
That's a.
Well, dolphins are nice.
Yeah, I
They're
did.
And
intelligent.
intelligent.
When they're not raping other animals.
Well, Josh, we don't talk about that on this
Whoa.
podcast. That is a tale that we don't want to travel.
Whoa.
So, depending on the source.
Oh yeah, they're wild.
Wild dolphins?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
That is a little schizo.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try. You want
Anyways.
to sign me up?
I would.
God.
I actually wouldn't mind.
Yeah. That probably would have gone really well for, that's probably why, your lady went there to Hawaii.
What lady?
Your last story.
Oh,
She's
well.
probably like, I want those dolphins to eat my babies.
Oh my god.
The wild dolphins eating my husband's.
Well, yeah,
Feed him to
actually.
the dolphins.
Alright, so depending on who you ask, where you hear it from, a water baby could be a spirit, a ghoul, a monster. But no matter who you ask, everyone seems to agree that it started as a Native American urban legend of small, childlike creatures that live in water reserves around the western United States. And this is like in Utah, Idaho, maybe
Yeah.
a couple other places.
Those
But they're all pretty.
Little square-looking states.
I mean, Idaho's not really the bottom. But
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, so yeah. But they're also known to be little tricksters. These little water babies
These
are.
little babies.
Yeah, they're little mischievous tricksters.
You know what I'm thinking of when you say water babies? It's that contact picture I still have for you.
Yeah,
it's
me
the,
too.
little
The
alien.
Yeah,
alien,
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Water
So they
baby.
spend most of their time teasing and abusing humans that walk
Yeah.
near the water's edge. In some legends, they can also be known as murderers who crave the taste of human flesh.
Jeez.
Yes.
Tasty.
They can also be known as killing machines and only desire one thing: death.
It's like Sour Patch Kids.
Sweet, sour, gone.
Yeah.
I picture a little baby who's also a Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah.
So, how did these beings come to be, you might ask? Well, there's only one thing. If you have this area that is Massacre Rocks and it's barren, there's only one way in, one way out. If you get trapped, what's happening?
You're dying.
You're gonna die! So, there is a rumor, so-called rumor, that there was a terrible famine that either took over the Shoshone Indians or people taking the trail, like the wagon trail, and they, couldn't feed their babies.
Mhm.
So the mothers were forced to drown their newborn babies in local rivers and lakes.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
It kind of sounds like your lady. We're just a bunch of child killers today.
apparently Idaho.
So,
Damn.
Also, you know, was kind of noted that these babies would change. They'd grow tails and fins and gills.
Yeah.
And they basically would survive the famine, so they didn't die. They were just kind of like the non-living. And they'd feast on tadpoles and small fish. And you know, if you ever looked over the edge, you'd see them playing in the little water canals, just hanging out. But you remember the Wendigo, and you know how the Wendigo would draw people in with the cries and screams? They do it too.
No.
So you'd hear little babies crying and laughing, and then when you kind of looked over the edge, you got a little bit too close, they grab you, and you're dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Apparently, legend also says, they never forgot the sins of their mothers and will claim the life of any foolish person enough to approach the water's edge.
Wow.
Would you like to see a picture?
Yeah,
of water?
I would love
Because
to.
I have an idea in my head of a water baby.
There's a picture of like little footprints. My photo, well, it dolls.
This would be a story Brooke tells.
Yeah, little water babies.
The water babies.
Yeah, there's little footprints. What big footprints? But yeah, that's my story. Quick and you know, quick and easy.
I want to see this photo.
So here's a picture of their widow footprints.
Oh, little footprints.
Little footprints.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
Yeah, well they're dead
They're
babies.
babies.
Yeah, that's cute.
So they never grew.
And then what's a picture of them?
They're little,
Wait.
little floating babies.
It looks like the thing.
Let me
It's
see.
like the
Yeah.
things from Dead Space 2. Little baby
Looks like that
necromorphs.
alien baby.
Wow.
Did you hear they might? I'm not gonna give you hope, but they might remaster it.
Is
And
Dragon
I hope.
Age coming out?
I really would.
Dragon Age?
I wouldn't be
I hope
surprised
so.
if they're also gonna remaster Dragon Age because Mass Effect did
Come on,
really
Come on,
really
EA,
well.
do something good.
Yeah, that'd be
Remaster
nice.
Dragon Age Origins, please.
So that's my
Remastered
story.
Dead
That's
guys.
really
Very
good.
cool, thank
Thanks.
you.
That's really
Awesome.
interesting. The
Very
water
nice.
babies.
Little babies.
I'm glad you covered it because it was on my list if no one else picked it up. So I'm glad you covered it.
I didn't. You're welcome. I like the analogy of they were Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
Sour sweet corn.
Sour sweet corn.
Sour water babies.
Anyways,
Alright.
Josh, what do you got?
All right, so we're going to be driving 35 minutes east to Idaho State University, ISU,
Yes.
which has more than one ghost haunting this campus.
What is their mascot? A potato? A
That's
baked
good.
potato.
I'm gonna
That'd
look
be
it up real
nice.
quick.
A baked potato with some butter on top, some chives,
Chives.
bacon bits.
I like sour cream, Alex.
I like sour cream.
If there are people actually listening in from Idaho, I'm sure they're like, well,
Like
They're Benny the Bengal.
Bengal tiger?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? What?
Cute.
It's just a tiger wearing a
he's
suit.
got some
He
nice
looks like-
suits.
He looks like a Wow.
Look at him.
You know why?
A distinguished gentleman.
He is a distinguished gentleman. He's a vegetarian. He eats nothing but potatoes.
He supports the troops.
Wow.
Good for you, Benny.
He's got nice suits.
How big is this school?
It's
like-
the state school. So
Oh, it's a state
oh.
school.
Yeah. It's got a couple buildings. There's I haven't actually like looked at a map really of the campus, but speaking of maps, I do appreciate that this university on their website, their .edu website, they have an interactive map of showing all the ghosts haunting the campus.
That's cute.
So you can click on the
It's
dots
like
and it'll
the
tell you.
Marauders map.
It's like,
Yeah.
they know. their
So
history.
it'll like
Oh damn, what happens here?
yeah. So you click on it, it'll like tell you the name of the ghost, what it does, where it's seen. Yeah. So, and also last October, the school's Facebook page even made a post about the ghost map.
That's cute.
And so I'm gonna talk about two of the buildings, the most haunted ones on campus. So one of the most active buildings is Fraser Hall. It's the theater on the ISU campus. This building is 4 floors and a basement, which includes an 800-seat theater, costume shop, design studio, multiple classrooms. There's an entity here named Alex that is mischievous and loves to play jokes on people passing through.
Sounds like an Aries.
Such an Aries.
Unseen specters will play the piano in the theater at will. Some people have had stories of sitting next to someone during a show just to have them disappear.
Of course, he would show up right now bastard. Watch him jump. Watch him jump. Here he comes. Go ahead. Go and do it, little prick. Go in our roof. Go ahead.
Look at him go.
Got something.
He's cute.
Let me get my BB gun.
Freaking squirrels.
Ka-chow.
So yeah, it just seems that even ghosts like the performing arts.
Yeah.
On the 4th floor, people have been completely alone, have heard heavy boots falling in the empty hallways. The next spot on campus is Gravely Hall. This is the home for the departments of anthropology, economics, family medicine, and GIS training and research.
Well,
I did some GIS classes. They're not fun.
Yeah, Joe.
Originally, this was a residence hall. The building changed to house classrooms instead of students. This building notably has seen multiple suicides over the years.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
Today, people have said that they feel a strong presence while inside. At night, while locking up the doors and windows, people have found windows to be wide open right after locking them shut minutes before. And on the other hand, while entering the building, people have had the doors opened for them by invisible forces.
That's
Oh,
so
that's
nice of
polite.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such
Nice
gentlemen, gentlewomen.
Yeah, but that's my short little Idaho State University just
You know,
story.
every single state, I feel like, has a college, university, whatever, that has some sort of history.
Yeah, I mean, but they do. I feel like a lot of universities like being open just for hundreds of years and seeing so
Yeah.
much life.
something's
to
bound
be
to
honest,
happen.
I thought you were gonna mention the Freemasons. Something about Idaho.
Gives you the
I haven't come up with anything from the Freemasons, but
You know, Freemasons, man. I don't know.
Something there.
yeah, but yeah. So now,
Oh man.
Sorry,
oh my God.
sorry.
okay.
Don't know what that was.
Squirrel.
Okay.
So now we're gonna hop onto northbound I-15 to I-90 for a long 8-hour drive to Farragut State Park.
Josh,
We're,
that's a derogatory term.
Farragut?
Farragut.
Is that how you pronounce it, Farragut?
I think so. Farragut.
I was gonna,
If we're
I was
butchering
gonna say,
names
I thought
today.
it was pronounced Farragut.
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 What is this?
Like
French?
Yaffe.
Very good.
Farragut.
Very good.
Farragut.
Farragut State Park.
Farragut.
And Chismo, you want to tell us about our next stop?
Yeah, go ahead.
We need to take a little pause here.
No,
so she can-
hold on. I want to
Oh,
see
from
what the
memory?
intro. Yeah.
All right.
What we got?
What was that?
Make,
Oh wait, hold
write
on.
down the time and then we'll see if I remember it.
Josh, can you insert a little elevator music right here?
Hold
I'll be
on.
right back.
All right, everybody, give it up for Chismo.
State Park. And you have the brig, which is a military prison. And it is located.
Why don't you go get your notes? Why don't you go
Why
get
don't
your
you
notes?
be a dog?
I need to pee anyways.
Okay, break time. All right, now hopefully, Chismo, you're a little more prepared now.
I
Yeah.
have my story.
Farragut
Nice.
State Park.
My story is called The Brig.
Isn't there a bird on a ship?
I mean, the brig is
Ain't there a brig on a ship?
like a general name for military prisons. The brig. You know,
Send them to the brig.
send them to
Yeah.
the brig.
Okay.
Alright, so this story takes place in one of Idaho's most beautiful state parks. How did you say it? The
Farragut.
Farragut? I was going to say the Farragut State Park. And it has a haunted history that many forget unless they experience it themselves. The Farragut State Park is known for its rich history since it is home to a formal naval training center and military jail, the brig.
Right.
It is also the setting of one of Idaho's most
Farragut.
terrifying ghost stories. Farragut?
Farragut.
Farragut?
Very good.
Farragut?
Very good.
It is an American term, and you're adding a little flair to it.
Farragut?
Yeah.
It just sounds
Like it should be there.
Farragut.
Expensive.
Farragut. Farragut.
Farragut. So here's a little history. The Naval Training Center was built in response to Pearl Harbor during World War II.
Oh.
It was constructed in just 11 months by more than 20,000 civilians, and between 1942 and 1946, it became became a major training base for the U.S. Navy, and it trained over 300,000 sailors during its time. These sailors were also housed here in what seemed like a fortress-like German POW site,
POW site.
POW?
Prisoner of war.
Prisoner of war, yeah.
Oh, POW. The brig has also been listed on the National Register of Historic Places. However, the brig also served as a confinement facility for the sailors with jail cells along with barred windows and gates. While the brig is known for its paranormal activity, it is unknown who or what exactly lingers there. One unconfirmed legend tells the story of a German soldier who was brought to the brig for interrogation. He was uncooperative at first, but began to share information after some convincing. It is believed that the soldier eventually died in custody and that his body was left there where he sat.
He was tortured.
Probably.
Maybe.
Come on, America's never tortured anyone.
How else would you convince someone to give up some war secrets?
After some.
Like,
Could be
we'll
drinks.
Like, we'll get you Dairy Queen.
Big chopping too. I'll give you a big potato.
Get your potato vodka. According to the legend, the German soldier's body was left where he died, and it is in this area that there's the most paranormal activity. In the past, night watchmen have reported unexplained noises, moving objects, flashing lights, and even the apparition of the ghost looking through the window. Apparitions of men wearing a uniform have been sighted along the shore of Lake Pend Orion.
You know what he says? Is a German guy, right? You know what he says? We take it back to the first story. He goes, "Was good, Charlie."
Was you there, Charlie?
Was you there, Charlie?
Was you there?
The clinking of cells and distant yells can be heard echoing through the compound. Mysterious orbs have been seen, and interesting enough, one particular statue of a sailor stands front and center. What's interesting about the statue is that the sailor's face is chiseled with other little faces, as if in memory of formal sailors. So I'll show you the guys the picture, but his face. You know how in high school that painting of Pope John Paul II was just drawn with his name?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. His face
But
is
it's
just
face
their
of faces.
faces.
New
Yeah.
faces.
However, visitors who have seen the statue have reported the faces move and shift. Rumor also has it that the brig was the site of at least one homicide and one suicide during World War II, and many visitors will have a general feeling of unease. It is safe to say that it is not ideal to go explore this area, especially the trails, because there's like a trail at night that you can go, and it's very
I think we should.
Spooky.
it's spooky at night.
Spook.
But you can also stay there overnight at the Farragut, and a lot of people who do sleep there do not realize that they're sleeping in an active paranormal campsite.
It's an expensive hospital. Pathetic.
Farragut. Here's the statue. It's scary looking too.
Oh, scary.
It's a sailor.
That's
A
interesting.
sailor. But then look, this is his
The zoom in.
face. They're like little faces.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, you
Huh.
see.
Oh.
That is pretty cool.
But people will say that they move.
Ah.
That's the brig, y'all.
Damn,
The
okay.
military.
Shit.
Well, tonight we're gonna go stay at the Farragut.
Preposterous. No one could bring up that many sponges in one dive. No? No. Was you there, Charlie? Oh, no, I was not there. So,
Was he there?
Yeah.
Was
What's
you there,
that,
Charlie?
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 Mm.
Yeah,
Military man.
that's my story.
Damn.
It's pretty good.
The brig.
Wow.
Yeah.
The brig.
I wanna check it out.
Farragut.
We're all talking about, Bluebeard pirates and brigs on ships and water babies and nice.
Yeah.
Sea serpents.
Yeah. Sea
What
urchins.
else?
We got a little bit of everything.
A little bit of water.
Alex's was true crime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah.
We just don't have any aliens.
Well,
which is strange.
You just said that they had the highest number in 2019.
I know they see UFOs, but I can't tell you a story of so they saw a light in the sky.
That's
And
it.
then this happened.
They haven't had any encounters or abductions.
Well, you know what? Honestly, that's probably the best thing to do. So let's go, camp out tonight, and we'll see a couple of lights, and that's good enough for me.
I wish I looked so hard, and maybe I'm wrong, but
I'm sorry.
You're
I keep,
distracting.
no, I'm just looking at the bugs and beetles.
Yeah,
In Idaho.
I wish I could have found some alien stories like I try to, or encounters, but all I could find here was that they had like 100 reports in 2019 or something.
Oh, they got a bunch of farms out there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't always. I mean, this episode has a bunch of ghosts. Some episodes, like our last Alaska, was a bunch of like cryptid monster stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think we had any ghosts in that one.
I'm really sad you don't have like a baked potato man or something. Not to be like stereotypical Idaho. Truthfully, that's all I knew about Idaho was the potato thing. But I love potatoes. We have potatoes like almost every other day.
Yeah.
I love potatoes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Well, this is our last story.
Oh,
Yeah.
our last story for a while.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that after we
Oh,
finish.
okay.
Yeah. So
Company's being taken over.
from the brig, we'll take a short 15-minute drive west to Sperry. How do you pronounce this?
No, yeah, I think we all had words today that were
How do you-
like.
how do you pronounce that?
Spirit?
Spirit.
Spirit?
It's
How,
weird.
what is
Never.
it spelled?
Spirit. Spirit.
You are an ASS, my friend.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a drive to Spirit Lake.
Brooke was like, how is it spelled? She was serious.
That
Um,
was personal to
that
her.
was-
So
Damn.
Spirit Lake, which is a small city, right on the shores of its namesake,
I
Spirit
was gonna
Lake.
say, no, it's not Josh.
So
It's a
s-
lake, it's not a city.
So Spirit Lake is on the shores of Spirit Lake. It's not even It's not even like Spirit Lake City or Spirit Lake Town. It's Spirit Lake on the shores of Spirit Lake. So,
Wow, that sounds like a really expensive gated community.
so
Yeah.
this is also a unique body of water,
Ooh.
as most lakes connect to an underground
They're
aquifer.
making him flustered.
Stop it, Stepbro.
No.
Most lakes connect to a underground aquifer. Spirit Lake is a sealed bottom lake, one of only 2 in the world. This means that the lake is basically a body of water just sitting on top of a clay tub. There's
Wow.
nothing to connect it.
Uh-huh.
Legends say for this reason, spirits attach to the lake as they cannot find their way to the afterlife, their souls becoming trapped in the earth.
In the clay.
In the clay.
Clay body.
Uh-huh.
So originally the lake was called Clearwater by the native Kootenai.
Oh no.
Kootenai?
Your
What?
spirits cloud the lake now.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's no longer clear.
No.
Yeah, so it was originally called Clearwater by the native Kootenai. Now I'm having problems.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kootenai Native Americans. I'm sorry. But the name was changed to Lake of Spirits after certain events. Stories go that the chief of the Kootenai tribe had a daughter named Hayapam, which means fearless running water. And she fell in love with Hasht el Imhum, which means shining eagle.
Not Chochoco.
So just for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna refer to him as Shining Eagle,
Shining eagle.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna call her Running Water. So Shining Eagle was a warrior of the tribe. Fearless Running Water was the daughter of the chieftain, and they were in love, but Hayapam was promised to the rival tribe's chieftain as a peace marriage to avert war between the tribes.
Marriages, man.
Yeah. The two lovers decided that they couldn't bear to be apart, so they bound themselves together with and I put this in quotes because I have no idea what this means and I couldn't find anything on Googling it. They bound themselves together with the marriage chain of rushes and jumped together into the lake.
Wow.
Their
They
body
killed themselves.
Yep, their bodies were never found. On moonlit nights, people have seen ghostly figures in the fog floating along in a spectral canoe. Perhaps the lovers were able to finally be together for eternity, but at a cost. Low moaning cries can be heard on misty days. The powerful cries of the two lovers who can never escape the waters of Spirit Lake.
Huh.
That's kind of eerie.
Yeah.
That their bodies were never found too.
Yep.
They sunk into the clay.
Yeah, probably like deep in that clay.
Mm.
Get in that clay, girl.
Swimming with the fishes, you know.
Clay
Yeah.
body.
Yeah, so
That's Idaho, y'all.
that's Idaho.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Idaho and
Trying to
Idaho.
think, there's a couple other locations I considered doing, but I don't know, like when I'm researching stuff and haunted locations, and the first thing I see in an article is like, this area is haunted. The ghost adventures went here, and I'm like, I don't want to cover it.
It's fake.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go here. Like, I don't want the Zach guy going like, do something.
I love
There's an evil entity here.
I love Ghost Adventures.
It's
fun.
entertainment, but
It
it's
is.
like, I'm like, this is covered. This isn't a tale less traveled. This is a tale
Travel.
traveled.
Travel.
But if we like when we come back to Idaho, I'm saying when, not if.
Oh.
Okay.
We'll cover some more stuff, but
Yeah.
I think this was a solid couple stories.
For
Like
sure.
6 stories.
If anyone out there listening has a story that you want us to cover, please
Yeah.
feel free to share.
Yeah.
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 And an email.
An
Or
email.
two.
Yeah.
Don't tell me how much you love this podcast if you don't know my name.
I want
Just say
you.
hey.
I
Just say
want
hey.
you to email us and tell us what has been your favorite episode, and what state we should do next, and what
If
stories.
you email us, and the next time that we get together, it's probably gonna be like a little while due to some scheduling issues.
Mhm.
But you email us the promo code if you're still listening. The promo code
What promo code?
Yeah.
ACJB.
ACJB.
You can get 100% off all of our episodes.
I was gonna say we'll give you a $5 Amazon gift card.
Yeah.
It's already claimed.
No, but it gives someone a month, and then we'll get our first email. And you know what? We'll blast you on the next podcast.
We'll blast you on
Blast
social media if you're okay with
Do you want to do a giveaway like that? Are you serious?
$5.
It's $5.
It's $5. Actually, if we all pitch in
Let's
5.
make it 10. Or
5,
we
10,
could,
15.
we
We
could
could
do
do
$20.
$20.
Guys,
There you go.
look, I have a budget. That
You're
card
still
is
spending
down.
$5
You don't
bucks.
want to spend $20 on our fans?
On our fan.
Fans?
How about we make it a contest? How about you submit a story that you want us to cover for the next state with the
Yeah.
promo code ACJB, so we
No,
know it's your
I like
real.
that. I will completely cover the $20 if you send me a story I really like. You'll
Well,
win.
so we'll post it on.
Yeah.
It's official then. You'll post a contest. Email us.
Post that on
And the
Instagram.
best story.
But it has to do with a state.
Yeah, it has to be
Watch.
the
It
next
has to be
state.
unique to a state.
People we know are gonna
Yeah.
be like, we're
No,
thinking,
no.
My name's Taylor. Yes, this is Sarah.
Sorry, you know.
Shout out.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Because we're about to take a little hiatus, so it'll give us some time.
yeah, I had to sign an NDA because I'm seeing someone who can't say his name, but he's very important
Poncelia.
Jesus.
in the entertainment
Poncelia.
industry, and we're going to
Well, just make sure you have, people in the room with you.
we're going to
At
Italy.
all times.
An NDA can be broken if a law is broken. Don't forget that.
Yes, I talked to my lawyer already. He told me all the specifics.
Pretty good, pretty good.
It's all good.
So, do we want to roll the wheel and?
Oh yeah. So anticipation, since our next episode probably won't come out for at least a
wow.
month from this one.
And I'll post on Instagram too.
Yeah. So
I want to.
which is gonna be really sad because for the past
We've been consistent.
we've been pretty consistent past 30 weeks.
We'll see what we can
Has
do.
it been 30 weeks?
Wow.
I mean, it's episode 15.
Wow.
And we do it every 2
You guys
weeks.
leave on the 18th.
Yeah.
We come in on the 17th.
Yeah. Well, we have to be there at by noon, I think.
On the 18th though.
Mm-hmm.
The 17th is free though.
We
What
could,
time do you guys
no, we
Da,
get
da,
back
da.
on near midnight on the 17th. and 18th.
All right, our next
Oh,
stop
that's
when we come back will be Washington.
Washington.
You know
right.
there's
The
some
state or the DC?
No, the state.
Today,
Oh.
Sweet.
fuck.
I haven't even thought about putting DC in this. Maybe DC will be like the last
Maybe
episode.
we'll revisit some memories.
It's funny,
I already don't- I
on this
already don't
wheel,
like this.
Washington's right next to Idaho.
That's funny.
Mm.
All right, Washington it is.
Washington.
So if you guys have any stories for Washington or any other state, please drop us a line.
Please.
Just
you
give
can
me a
also,
damn
uh,
interesting story, why
You
don't
can
you?
send us the email.
Tell
at
me something I haven't heard before.
taleslesstraveled@gmail.com, and follow us on Instagram at taleslesstraveled.
Hmm.
So
You want to
remember,
follow us.
put in that promo code of ACJB whatever state you want to do, whatever story you want to do. Best one wins, and it starts from the moment this episode comes out to the next time the episode comes out.
Yeah. You got some time.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows when Washington will happen?
You want to go get some potatoes for dinner?
Yeah.
Yay.
Get some
Yeah.
differently. We'll have like a baked potato. Get some mashed potatoes.
Some French fries, some wedges.
Yeah.
Oh.
Skillet potatoes.
I gotta.
Hash browns.
I need to rest on the couch and eat Wingstop.
All right.
It's on
And,
the
with
company
that,
credit card.
we
All
bid
right,
you
so
all a farewell
wait,
and
is that-
goodbye.
You hear that? Is that the music? Is the music
Oh,
coming in?
there it is.
It's
It's like the pageant music.